Stop taking all the power out of the small steps that lead to your goals. The small steps and the pride we take in them is everything. That's where your power comes from. Don't try to do less steps towards where you want to be because you think it's more efficient. It's less efficient because it means less to you. And everything in this life is about what it means to you. So when I was in the penitentiary, I couldn't just go to this beautiful gym and train. And half the people out here whine about that. I couldn't just go to a beautiful gym and train. I had to make weights. I had to make weights out of magazine stacks, broom handles, and everything like that. I would do weighted push-ups with people, pull-ups for the main body parts, chest and back, and everything else was body weight or homemade weights with water bags or stacks of magazines. These were the steps that had to take place. We had to comprehend at a high level how to do bodybuilding exercises in the gym and recreate them on the fly with the equipment we had. So the steps I went through, I had these stacks of magazines that I would guard with my life. Like some cops would trip that I had fucking 50 pounds of magazines under my bed, and some would respect that I wanted to work out that bad. But this was contraband. You can't have that many magazines. You're allowed like 15 or something. Here I am with 500, and I have them stacked everywhere. I had more attachment to these magazines than the letters from people on the street, than anything. These magazines were gonna create what I needed to actually take care of my loved ones on the street, to show them their worth by creating the man that I admire so I could pass it on, so I could get out and get my mom to want to work out and track her macros, get my wife to want to work out and track her macros. Don't you try to get people to do shit that ain't working for you because you're not putting the effort. If you really care about your people, if you love your son, if you love your wife, if you love your parents, you personify the teaching to a T. Get ripped for them to make them healthy. Don't just point the finger. Who the fuck is that? That's just criticism. If you just criticize, you're an asshole. Constructive criticism supplies the solution. And yeah, I talk a certain way. Yeah, I do. And I'm not going to stop because I'll supply you the solution. If you want the solution to anything I speak of, I got it really easy, and I'll break it down. Super simple. So simple, you'll wonder why. You'll start second guessing. I always have to tell people not to overthink how I break down nutrition and training in my coaching program. It's that simple. Everyone wants to overthink it. Don't overthink. Just get into action. But the fact is the fucking steps it took to be able to build these weights, keep them from the cops, not get them taken behind every search, get the broom handle before the other races got them. Because once people saw the broom handle was working to make a dope curl bar, a forearm wrist curl, and other things like that, they would always try to get them. It sucks when you put people on game and they don't have enough respect to stay out your way. Don't do that. If someone puts you on game, always let them go first. Always let them have their spot. Never steal the next motherfucker's spot if they're consistent. Don't be that motherfucker. I always put people on game, and then here they were in my way. Like, what? I got here first. Motherfucker, I taught you. You fucking asshole. Don't be that guy. Always operate out of a space of loyalty and respect for those who put you on, above yourself. I always would give it to the next man if he outdid me. But the fact is, I'll be there first. And if you are there first, much respect. I'm only proud of you. I can move on to the next thing and wait. I'm just sitting there proud of you. So the point is the macros. How do we track the macros? I had 4 of my buddies. Pup from Satanic Skins. I had a Whiskey from SGV. I had Wagner from Lancaster. And I had Books from Hemet. And they would grab proteins for me from the chow hall. I would give them other foods. We would make trades. So they would trade this carb or this dessert for this protein, this and that. And then I would buy shit off them for stuff they needed. If they needed fucking hygiene, if they needed soaps, they needed toothpaste, toothbrush, stuff like that. Everything like that. Hygiene is paramount. You need your hygiene first. Can't be a dirtbag in the pen. You get your ass whipped, especially if you're a white boy. So make sure they have their hygiene, and they pay me with state food. Most people devalue state food in the pen. Most people will be like, fuck that. I don't want that state food. State food's bullshit. But I saw the value in it because I ended up buying books with macros in them. The guideline of macros to anything. Thick-ass books that would have every fucking food, every fucking ounce, every this. And most trays that they give you in the penitentiary will be 4 ounces of meat. So I would have to get 2 trays to make 8 ounces, which would be 50 grams of protein. And then I would make sure I had my 5 to 7 meals a day. And then I would track everything. We don't believe in guesswork. If you're guessing in any area of your life where you could add more detail and understand at a greater ability, comprehend. Don't just fucking slack where you know you're slacking. That causes slacking across the board. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that you only need one step. You just got to go to the store and track your food. I had to do 5 steps to get my food tracked and in me. I had to be fucking 10 steps ahead, working with 5 different people to go get this, just to get the meals that you have to go buy. So it means more. Everything in this life is what it means to you. Make sure you take everything to the deeper level. It's not just, hey, I'm training and dieting. All the steps are what create the strength and the power and the pride within. Everybody's so superficial out here, and they wonder why their motivation is lacking. Leave a fucking legacy of who you want to be. Don't be known as that motherfucker who starts and quits. That bitch-ass behavior. Quitting is a straight habit. If you quit today on what you want, you're going to quit on the next thing. You just make that shit a habit. I'm so sick with it that honestly, I've attached all my goals and all my gains to you guys. I can't let you down. I will not miss one of these videos because I said it. I will not miss my wake up time because I said it. I will not miss putting out motivation because if one motherfucker needs it and it can change one motherfucker's day, it's worth it. It changes my day. This keeps me extremely accountable. So even in the pen, I kept people extremely accountable. When I went to sleep a few times, one of my bunkies from SAC, Big Rob, he would cheat. I got him ripped, but he would just be so hungry because he was just one of them fat boys who would just eat whatever the fuck and think he could work out and not have the physique he wanted. So I showed him how to diet. We would diet all perfect all week, 6 days a week, and then we would eat a big meal at the end of the week. We would deplete a lot, save our desserts, and make a big old pie out of our desserts late in the week. We'd make a big rice bowl. We'd have a soda, and it would be his reward. But I'd make sure I depleted him enough throughout the week to where that cheat meal wasn't massively detrimental. I don't advise cheat meals till you're at a certain level, till you're pretty close to your goals. Don't start cheating. Literally, take more pride in your ability not to cheat. Create the fucking strength within. Everything's about creating the strength and discipline within by going without, by taking away. So Rob would, at nighttime, he would sometimes sneak a cookie or a soup or something, or go borrow a soup off little man down the way, the little Southside homie, and then everyone would come up to me and be like, hey, was Rob eating some stuff last night after you went to bed? And then here I am. What? And I go over to him. This is how bad I wanted him to get his goals. He was paroling. He really wanted this goal. I knew that I had to hold him to it because he wouldn't hold himself to it. And he would come up. He'd be like, oh, man. He'd be scared because he didn't want to cheat. He didn't want to let me down because I wouldn't let him down. I wouldn't break the plan. So this is the point. Don't you fucking set plans for people that you're breaking. I notice my frequency and my vibration and my energy drop to you guys and on social media. I notice it and I can feel it whenever I go outside of my plan. If I go outside of my plan, if I go outside of the intensity I know I could push my workouts at, if I go outside of my eating plan, even my fucking daily regimen, if I go outside of this, my sleeping fucking wake up time, if I go outside of this willingly, I know all you guys can feel it. Operate like that. Operate like there's a fucking hidden camera on you called the universe that fucking recognizes all energy being put out. And if you're authentic, the energy will fucking just reward you tenfold. The universe rewards authenticity. And authenticity is your fucking word.